Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Bring the Heat podcast, episode 3, where we talk esports and everything that isn't esports, because of course we love to chat shit. I'm, of course, your gracious host, Two Tap Tony. We're joined by Joe Quickdraw Basso, Tom Bones Only Bradford, and of course our lovely special guest, Jimmy. How are you doing this evening, Jimmy?
Oh, me? Yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, pretty good. Nothing special's been happening today. How are you? How is everyone?
Again, he says this evening it's 3 p.m.
Yeah, I know.
It's like last time we were recording, I think it was like 12:30, and Tony's like, "Good evening," and we're just like, "I just woke up." Like,
it gets uploaded in the evening. I'm not. Am I wrong?
Look at the evening right outside, right there.
Oh,
Sun's
god
setting,
damn.
isn't it?
Listen, we got
my
some good
name
viewership
wrong.
though after the first episode.
Oh,
The
did
second
you?
one's going up tonight.
Big ups.
150 people, so it's been good. It's been fun.
So, boys, get your feedback in too. Let us know if you enjoy it or not. And I'm sure we'll continue to do it nevertheless.
I just want to point
hate
out,
it?
Tony got my
Too
name wrong.
bad.
Yeah, I noticed. I noticed you had an issue there, Thomas. I got your last name wrong, didn't I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not Bradford, it's Bamford.
Bam. My bad. My bad. We can,
Mate, left
we can
and
auto-correct
right.
it, or auto-correct it in the editing shortly.
You didn't even say
yeah.
my last name. That's fucked up, man.
Jimmy, I don't know your last. Jimmy, who are you? I don't know you, Jimmy.
That's pretty irrelevant. It doesn't really matter who the fuck I am. Anyway.
Shit.
That is like the
but
first topic.
Yeah, no, we got Jimmy here. CS:GO legend. Loser to the cock. Unfortunately, Rooster
okay.
just too good.
All right.
And how's CS been recently, Jimmy? I don't know all too much about it.
Pretty shit now since you've just mentioned us losing. You make me want to quit. No, it's been alright. We've made ANZ, MDL, all the shit which we're probably meant to be in. We got knocked out of LPL Pro. Shit happens, whatever, life goes on.
That's code for Joe would drop me if I didn't qualify for those two events. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of pressure internally. I mean, Jovis messaged me every day, fucking, you better fucking win tonight, otherwise you're gonna get a fucking beating. Oh my god.
Threats in the DMs.
The threats, dude. Jesus Christ. Look at you. Look at Bones' reaction. Jesus Christ.
For reference,
Yeah.
that's a joke.
Yeah, joke.
We hope.
Yeah, joke.
The cops are turning up outside now. My bad. Shit.
All I'm saying is thank fuck for like lockdowns. Otherwise, fucking Joe would be on my ass like in Melbourne right now.
Right,
He'd beating my ass.
Next flight out.
Yeah,
Joe's
hey man.
showing up on the doorstep.
Third
That's
week
how
in a row.
That's why I was trying to flee to fucking Sydney, dude. Jesus Christ, this man's after me. But anyway, yeah, Counter-Strike's been good. Yes, it's overall been good. We're about to start like a 2-week fucking bender of just playing Counter-Strike pretty much. So that's why I'm not drinking today, because we're gonna do some shit tonight. Yeah, sadly. I mean, I would be drinking anyway. I just don't want to admit it.
Listen, two of us with alcohol, one of us with water, and then I've got like
Hey, I didn't say I did.
sponsored material, so it's good.
Oh wow, look at you.
Glitch.
How'd you got yours?
Big ups. Big
I'm
ups.
not gonna say how long it took, but yes, I got
6 weeks.
Hey, at least it came. At least
3
it came.
months. Not ideal, but yeah, I mean, CS has been a bit wacky recently as well, I reckon. I mean, let's talk about ESEA Open for a little, because I'm surprised about, not to sound cocky, but the season seemed a little bit too easy for some of the teams.
In my league, ESEA Open. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, pretty hard for us, huh?
Yeah, you guys had a bit of a fun time, I guess. The finals were cool. Tony obviously getting threatened into casting that, so
I've got the DMs to prove. We're calling HR again.
I am HR.
Hell, dude.
Where is HR?
Oh shit.
This guy's literally a dictator, not a director.
That's why I'm here. I'm not just here for my good looks. I'm here to just make sure everything goes smoothly. But you know, it's been a little bit fun watching some of the relegations as well for Premier as well. 8Ballers not making it through, which I thought was a bit of a shocker personally, especially against, I think it was ESEA ESPORTS, and there was one other team as well they faced off against.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
That was like, Listen, you can say what you want. You compete against this guy. I say something, I get cancelled. So you go right ahead. Like you let your thoughts known about this because
I'm not allowed to say shit. I'm too scared to be honest.
Scared.
it's got to bring the heat for a reason.
All right,
Like,
all right.
You know, like let your thoughts know. Like if it's an honest opinion, you go right ahead and give it. You know, it's
Yeah. I think I expected them to get through. I think that they were probably going to lose to Edswell. That was my honest opinion. I think how Edswell played, they were going to beat them. I don't want to like say that they counter-strated us in any way, but they counter-strated us. So in the finals, I think that they still put a good performance, and we personally did not. We had a fucking struggle. We played really shit at the fucking time. And that was just that was just after the recent RGL change because I'm not in game leading anymore. It's Olive. He's he picked it up, I think, after our first. I don't even fucking know, to be honest. I don't know, sometime in LPL. So it's been a bit rough individually as well. My performance hasn't been as what I expected it to be. Although I did just come back from a fucking 4-month break, but I don't know. It's a bit iffy for me, but yeah, it's good. We're actually going to places where we want to be. LPL, ANZ, and MDL. So it's pretty good for that aspect. Unlucky for 8 bowlers, and I don't know who else fucking made MDL. To be honest, I don't know anyone.
I think Leze got in. I think Leze was one. Leze actually beat 8 balls again. I think it was. I don't know if it was 2 or 2-1, but that was in
2-1.
Challenger finals.
In the semis, yeah.
2-1? Yeah.
2-1.
Yeah. You had a good time with that one, didn't you?
Yeah, love Ancient. Really good.
That was a banger of a series.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, that was
awesome.
a cracker.
Like,
All 3 maps.
I was away that night because my internet's been down for a week up until now. But like,
excuses.
It was so sick to watch that. Honestly.
Yeah, I went all 3 maps. Can't remember the final map. But yeah, 8 balls just like took over. Like
I think it was Inferno, wasn't it? I think.
Oh no, sorry, not. Yeah, it was Inferno. Not 8 balls took over. It was less. Yeah, Archie really surprised me. I haven't seen Archie play in like ages since like Evo when he was. I can't remember what team he was in Evo, but
Skyfire.
Yeah,
It was.
Skyfire.
Yeah.
Was it Skyfire?
Was it Los Jalapeno? Or is that too
Skyfire.
fucking? Is that too old?
No, that's
That was a while
way
back.
too old. That's way too old.
I'm a bit
that's-
fucking old.
Skyfire Archie. Yeah, no, the team overall just looked really, really good against. Obviously, as we said, 8 ball is a pretty heavy strat team, and yeah, let's say we're just pulling out the stops.
Yeah, I mean they've definitely done a good job, but I think we should, I guess, get cracking on the main topics because the first one is a bit of a heavy hitter. Now, news has come out recently with Hunden from Heroic, their old ex-coach, leaking strats their opponents at Cologne. What an absolute cunt! Like, what a cunt! Like, what other way do I put it? What a prick! Honestly,
He's a bit of a cunt, but we've got some nice strats coming into ANZ, so that's all I'm saying.
okay.
Thanks, Hunden.
Yeah. So you're getting hit.
He's a great guy.
I think my personal favorite response was all the social media managers of like Cloud9 and Sprout, all of them just going out of their way to make like false strat books on their Twitter page. Like, it was so awesome effort, honestly, to meme that situation. But still, like, Heroic stood by him through like the entire E6 situation as well, with him getting banned, and then he shafts them. Like, I don't mean to be that guy, but we have our little segment at the end of the entire podcast, which is called the hotspot now, where we decide who's the worst moment for the week and who's the standout. I'd put that as the worst.
Yeah,
because that's disgusting. I hope he's getting sued, so I hope he gets what he deserves. Personally, I hope that never happens again. That's just disgusting, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah, bit shit.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah.
The whole strat book's just been, thrown against your opponent. I think it was Spirit they were facing, which is a team that was in quarantine, so it was like they couldn't really.
I wonder who they gave it to.
Yeah,
we don't know that, do we?
Yeah,
no. I think there'd have to be something coming out with an investigation. Like, there'd have to be something.
Yeah,
surely.
It'd be pretty
I'm
interesting.
curious.
Yeah.
Like, it's still very, very early days as well with this, because I mean, Hunden's easily going to get sued and he's going to get fined or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm glad Heroic's actually taking action straight away, because, like, obviously for a team, the last thing you want is your opponents getting a one up on yourself, and especially your coach snaking you as well. Like that's unheard of.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
I guess.
just fuck him.
Fuck him. Yeah.
Just fuck him.
All right, I'll fuck him.
Jimmy, you're up.
All right, Jimmy, your turn.
Oh shit.
Take one for the team.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Everyone see
after
us trippy, dude.
but yeah, after all the climbing, I guess Heroic's done recently. Like, fucking they won, what was it, ESL Pro League recently? Fucking Katie and Clutch was out of this world. They've been, climbing the fucking online ladder since, COVID started, and to have their fucking coach just book them in like that, fucking, what a dog.
Straight up dog act.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about, I guess, like next weekend if there's any further details. But obviously, as the weeks go on, we're going to keep making this and have a discussion about it when it does pop up. But I just wanted to touch on it really briefly. Like, I guess to any, or coaching staff or individuals, don't be that guy. Like, especially with the amount of work that a lot of these players are putting into that game as well. Like, it's just absurd that we're actually seeing this happen, especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
You're not that guy, bud.
Not that guy, bud.
You're not
But
that guy.
I
You're
am
not
looking
that
for a
guy.
bit of cash, so if you guys want to
Jimmy's
I
down.
I got some shit.
I heard E6's a good source for everything.
Jimmy's down,
They,
bad.
they respond promptly and really like to have a discussion with people. So
Yeah, amen.
it's,
Love those guys. Fucking love those guys.
Oh,
That's on the gang, dude.
Fucking hell. I guess we transition out of this because, of course, we wanted to touch on it briefly. But now, VOT, something, Jimmy, you're less likely to know all too much about because, it's Valorant. I saw you play a bit the other day, but yeah. VOT recently, of course, we have the Stage 3. Sorry, I was about to say Stage 2. Stage 3 closed qualifier 2. I had the pleasure of covering, I believe it was the lower round. There's some pretty decent teams in that lower round. Of course, I'm speaking highly of Funky Monkeys and Direwolves, who went on to reverse sweep Pigeons. They lost the first map very convincingly. It was a little bit rough. But yeah, they went on to reverse sweep. Ninham, of course, now joining Direwolves. I don't know officially if he's actually a part of it. No, he's just filling in.
I'm pretty sure he's still under contract with Wildcard, and I don't know if he's. I think he got permission to play for them because I know for a bit he wasn't allowed to. So
yeah,
yeah, it's kind of interesting.
yeah, it's a bit weird. But yeah, obviously, I believe the lower round 3 is actually to start in 5 or so minutes. But Villains versus Funky Monkeys and Mindfreak vs Direwolves. A little bit of an interesting matchup. I feel this might be a tester for Villains because they've been slapped around recently. I have to say, for all the progress that Villains have made as a roster, picking up Profit just for this last VOT stage, they've looked a little bit rough. They've struggled against a few of the top teams, and I guess also to talk about the upper bracket here,
I love how you had a hint of laughter just in saying upper bracket. Like you just slightly giggled.
Anyways, yeah, we'll go over to our upper bracket here. Mindfreak beating out Funky Monkeys, of course. Nebula playing a very close game against August, who qualied just last week for the closed quals. They got trounced by Order, I believe, in their opening best of 1, and then I can't remember what happened in their best of 3, but it wasn't great from August.
They got absolutely dumpstered. They got ruined.
Yeah,
there was nothing going on.
It wasn't great. As much as I want to believe in August, I just don't think what they're doing is right now. They've shuffled 2 players in. They've gotten a coach. Still, nothing looks good on paper. Like there's moments of brilliance in rounds, but overall, from what I saw, less. I guess in of course their best of 3 against Funky Monkeys, it was terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Nebula beating Mindfreak was actually a really good point I wanted to touch on. Mindfreak finally, we've seen them struggle recently a bit. They've had a bit of, roster swap. They brought Ferg in. Ferg's a little bit old. And I'm not going to lie, Ferg maybe wasn't the roster shuffle that Mindfreak needed. But I guess he's there nevertheless. Nebula, though, 2-0 convincing. I believe it was 13-11, 13 something on the first map, and then 13-5 the second map. Absolute dominant performance from Nebula. And I have to say, Nebula moving on to the regionals is something I am so stoked to see, because Nebula have been one of those teams that have been grinding for ages.
I think what I touched on last week as well is how I said that Mindfreak needed to prove themselves after that third change, and I said that. This is one of those situations where I'm sitting here going, they haven't proven themselves still, because obviously that core team's been together for a while with Ferg coming in, but like having to first against Direwolves, I think if they lose against Direwolves, like that's embarrassing personally. Especially for a Direwolves team that has struggled for like the last 6 months as well, having so many changes come through them, and they literally just can't lose. Honestly, like if they lose this, I really don't know what to say.
Tom,
Time
any
for
thoughts?
another reshuffle.
Time for another reshuffle.
They might have to reshuffle that roster again with Ferg not working
Shuffle
out.
the deck of cards and see what comes out. That's what we're looking at.
They need to
That
find an
thing.
ace. That's pretty much
Sounds
what
like
it is.
fucking a Counter-Strike as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Counter Strike, Valorant, Rocket League.
It's all the same.
Call of
It's all the same.
Duty.
Avon isn't working. Hold on, let's get rid of APOC. 2 months later. Come back. Come back.
Bring him back.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Oh,
it's
Direwolves
fucking-
winning again. APOC's the solution. Oh, they're losing. APOC is the problem.
Yeah,
See you
kiss
later. Out the door. Get him out.
Yeah, it's probably just.
It's the
I think
biggest meme in
everyone-
It's the biggest meme in AU Counter Strike.
Yeah.
I think it's just it's the ambition of people who want to win. So they find like some scapegoat, and then they drop people, realize that they might need them because the player which I just picked up is just as useless. So then they crawl back to them, and it's just like a repetitive thing. And obviously that's happening in Valorant. Valorant is what you guys are saying. In fact, it's with fucking old Counter Strike players like Ferg himself, right? You know, that happened in CS as well. The poor bastard. So
Like in Chiefs, I think it was.
it just
well,
never
that's-
ends. Chiefs
can't get
changing
away from
minds.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just some sort of fucking violent shuffle.
Yeah.
It's
I think you compare
depressing.
that to Direwolves because they used to have Ninham, then he went to Wildcard, then left Wildcard, now he's back with Direwolves, which again we assume he's going overseas, but like he wouldn't be
We don't
playing at
know.
Direwolves without Wildcard's permission. Like there's no way in hell that would be happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, they really need something to come from this because like I don't want to touch on it too much with Mindfreak, but like the team's really good on paper. They've proven themselves to be good against Order in the past,
Mm.
but they need to turn up. Like this is a team
Yeah.
that we did not expect to go through the lower bracket. Now they're going to have a worse seed as well
Yeah.
going
It,
into
like,
the next stage.
Yeah, if
Like
they
that's the killer.
Yeah, if they qualify for regional finals, it's gonna be like absolutely cursed. They're gonna get like I reckon they'll get
Actually.
like Order wildcard, like first matchup in regional
No,
finals.
they will get it. They will go against Wildcard. They will have to go against Wildcard because
That's-
if you think about it, that other slot is going to have to go against Order. So if
That's-
you think about it, it's going to be Villains, Funky Monkeys against Order, and then one of those two teams. What MF versus Wildcard in the first round?
That's fucked.
Like that's fucked. Like
Yeah.
not fucked in regards to like obviously we didn't expect them to go lower. No
Yeah.
one did. But I don't know, man. Like
Um,
it's concerning.
Yeah.
I guess to talk on the peace story a little bit. Direwolves in their opening quarterfinal game, their opening best of one against Peace, they started out 6-0. Direwolves look like the Direwolves we expected to see, and then they didn't win a round after that. They went 6-6.5. They lost 7-0 the second half, 13-6 or 13-7.
Yeah, that's 7-1.
Direwolves, I said it on the cast. Their defense side is god fucking awful. There's just no sugarcoating it. And I guess a credit to Peace as well. They moved on pretty convincingly. They versed Villains, of course, in the semis. And Peace overall as a roster for a team that's been thrown together. They just got, I believe. Oh wait, no, that's Villains. Villains just picked up Cloxy, I think. So one of them picked up Cloxy. Villains are still, I think, trying to find their core five, and so are Peace. Yeah.
It was 8-13 and 7-13. So like
Okay.
Villains picked up Cloxy, right? So
Yeah. That's like that.
I think they're doing the right thing in taking the steps. I genuinely think they're going to have an opportunity against. I think they'll beat Funky Monkeys personally. If they rock up on the day, they'll qualify. I reckon that'll be great for them. But yeah, they're definitely a team to keep an eye on. Like the only thing with that team is obviously we've touched on Myth before and how his IGLing style is like completely
This
thrown
or the
against
highway.
wall.
Do this or the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so quite literally, you either go one way or the other. One way is talking strategic. The other way is just like
Blaming your teammates.
more of like a dictatorship type of style where you're just going
he's got better,
head
though.
on your teammates. He's gotten better.
Oh yeah.
Definitely gotten better. But I think it's been working. I don't know if he's IGLing for that team, but I think they're definitely doing a little bit better now.
No, I believe it is Marsh is the IGL.
Yeah,
of,
Marsh. 'Cause
villains.
he's the Sentinel player as well.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Big ups, Marsh.
Yeah,
Marsh
fair.
has been doing bits recently. But yeah, going back to Peace, as Clutchy said, even in their I believe interview before the close quals kicked off, he was like, "Yeah, look, we're still trying to find our five. We're still trying to find our groove. We don't really mind if we even bow out of these close quals." So for them to qualify for regionals, I guess a little bit of an unexpected story for them, but props to them for doing it.
Yeah, big ups. Back to what Joe said about villains and Funky Monkey. I reckon Funky Monkey beats villains.
Ooh.
You reckon?
I
reckon-
reckon
I think
we
it's
see villains
reckon-
self-destruct here.
Overwatch Jordation pops off, the tracking comes into play.
Yeah, I reckon we see a little bit of wind back on the clock.
Firm's had a
Literally
rough
3
game.
core members from Over Power Strike as well from a while back. So it's
Yeah.
like that team on Kanga was good for a short stint. Then shit
just-
absolutely
Just never
fucking
won
hit the
anything.
fan.
Just
Like they
never won.
they died off, and then they came back after 6 months. Now they're back in here. So
Mm.
I think that's going to be a good matchup. Personally, like it's on today as well,
Yeah.
which
Yeah. Time
it's
is it
actually
on?
started now.
Oh,
I
it is
genuinely
too.
feel like that lower bracket round between villains and Funky Monkeys, I think that's going to be good personally. The Mindfreak Direwolves one, if Mindfreak doesn't flog like Direwolves, not necessarily flog, they just need to win convincingly.
Just need to play good.
Just
Play
win.
good Valorant, just tap heads, shoot things.
Control the site. That's what you need to do.
How do you lose? Just win. It's so simple.
I know.
Yes.
Simple maths. Quick maths.
Don't be so stupid. God.
And
Of
on that
course-
note, I think
Yeah, but-
Direwolves actually lose to Mindfreak. I think Mindfreak
Ooh.
proved themselves.
You reckon they do?
I reckon when their back's against the wall, I reckon Mindfreak go through and qualify.
Listen, they beat Direwolves and they beat Wildcard, then I'll eat my words. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Well, boys, you know where to direct your hate if Joe is correct. His DMs are open at Quick Draw with a 1 and an underscore. You can go and suss that out. But of course, we'll move on from the VO2. We've been talking heavy about it. Now, I want to touch on, of course, the XP Women's League Finals. Overt versus Quacked, the top 2 rosters in the league at the moment.
Yeah, so I really wanted to touch this very briefly as well. Now, we touched on it last week. The Women's League is a very top-heavy league. So there's 2 good teams, which are Quack and Overt. They just shit on everybody. I think Skyfire literally didn't lose a round for 8 weeks.
Wow. Okay.
They 7-0'd every single team up until they burst Quacked, and then they got shit on. So
Yes.
it's rather intriguing. Both teams won 2-0 in their semis. So now it's basically Fallen Angels versus Wrens, and then Quacked Overt. I think Quack's going to win finals, just on the basis that they're just dumpstering everyone.
Yeah, form.
Yeah, good. Honestly, they're a really good team. I think Overt, they're doing well. They're looking for a coach as well, to my knowledge. But I think the women's league, as I've touched on before, it's just such a very, very underrated, I guess it's a very lower echelon league at the moment. It's still, I'd say, in this trial period, because we compared it to, I guess, what Ubisoft is doing in Brazil per se with the female league over there, where they're just pumping numbers on the main Twitch, and they've got a shitload of prize money pumped into it. There's 60 to 80 grand USD in that as well. It's pretty insane. So I'm kind of intrigued to see where XP is going to be taking this, especially I think this is the 3rd season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's the 3rd season.
I think, yeah, but I thought we'd just touch on that very briefly, just to give them a little bit of light, I guess, for the 2nd week in a row. But we have got the next one, which is a very filthy topic. If I've got to be honest, I don't want to go in depth as to what we saw, because I am scarred personally. I don't know, Jimmy. Do you want to give your thoughts on this next one? Because obviously, last week we had Huzzy on, and we'll talk about Frag Empire as a whole. Now they got hacked.
Yeah.
Say. So
Yeah.
there was a bunch of shit getting posted, which was very, very, very
Naughty. Very
Yeah.
naughty.
Oh,
Very
naughty.
naughty.
They're
Uh,
naughty.
a lot of their followers are under the age of 15, so
Yeah.
they've been exposed to stuff they should not be getting exposed to, nor anybody should be getting exposed to for that matter.
Yeah.
I want to hear thoughts, guys, because I've got a very different thought on this, and I know some other people have. I want to hear, I guess, like your collaborative opinion on this topic, because I think it's a little bit fucked, and there are some things that could come from this.
It's well, obviously it's fucking terrible. You should, even if it's a hacker which decided to, get into their account and fucking decide they want to post shit like that. You could have just posted anything less severe, because you know that just the act which you've just done is just fucking vulgar. It's disgusting. You fucking show people, as what Joe just said, which are clearly underage and clearly not right in the mind to fucking see such things like that. It's just like, why would you do that? It doesn't make sense. I was scrolling through Twitter while I was taking a shit, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Like, fuck me. Generally I go on Twitter and I
Did it speed up
see
the process, or did it just like stop you in your tracks, or
Was it a good
mean-
shit?
it was it didn't speed up the process. No. Be intrigued. No, I wasn't. Yeah, I just thought, I was like, fuck me, Dad. Like, Jesus Christ, that's insane. It felt like Twitter like 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I saw that like every two fucking days 10 years ago, but now it's, you never see that. Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts? Anyone else?
Tony, you want to go?
Yeah, I definitely think it was a bit fucking stupid. But also from the org's perspective, if your security's getting breached that fucking easy, that's a joke.
listen, that happened twice, by the way.
Yeah,
In 3 days, the main account got hacked twice, in his personal through TweetDeck. Now, to my knowledge, he apparently gave out the passcode to a numerous amount of 13-year-olds.
fucking idiot.
Now, if I'm Teddy, as we've established, who is a multi-million-dollar business owner in New Zealand, fucking blah, 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 why the fuck would you give your password out to a 13-year-old? Especially to your own account as well. Not just the org, your personal account. Like, I cannot understand
You just
how
asked
that
me to
works.
hack.
Like, yeah, straight up. Like, not even hacked. You've literally just gone like, oh, you want to hack my computer? Here's the password. Here's the actual hard. Do you want the hard drive as well? Like, just take it.
Yeah,
I don't fucking want it.
Yeah, you want contracts
But
too? I'll
I
give you
think-
the whole ABN. You want the ABN? Fucking, it's all yours.
Hey, do you want my
Take-
TF name?
take
I
it
don't know
in
if you did that.
You own the business now, but I think, like, honestly, like, my thoughts on this, I think he's full of it. I don't think they got hacked personally. I think he's just done that because of the amount of money he's pumping into that team.
Too much.
Because a lot of people are thinking the same thing, where it's happened twice in the span of 3 days, and there's a lot of money getting pumped into it. If he wants an easy way out of things, what's the easiest way to do it?
Breach the contracts. Pay him out, just walk away.
Fucking- What does every org do that falls under? They do something
Merge.
stupid. They don't
Merge.
pay out any.
Yo,
They
Frag
merge with
Empire to
Overt.
merge. Yeah,
Yeah, Skyfire, Frag Empire merge coming soon.
Skyfire get new management.
They sell their brand.
Sell
get
their
bought
brand.
2 months later, then dies again.
Yeah.
7 times over in the past fucking 5 months. It's crazy. Get on them.
But
Don't kick them while they're
I
down.
want to see where it goes because it's such a dumb situation. Like, I have my thoughts on it. I think mine are different to a lot of people's. I think he's full of shit personally, but I think it's a really fucked publicity stunt in the wrong aspect. I think he just wants out instead of committing to it. I mean, it's not even a month in.
I
Yeah.
think
You've
that
been hacked, buddy.
if you were going to do like a publicity stunt to get yourself out, I don't think you needed to go that far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like if you wanted to get yourself out of a contract and then you wanted to make it obvious that you want to get the fuck out, you didn't have to post what the fuck they posted. You could have just posted like, I don't know, a picture of me with some tits on or some shit. You know what I mean? Like just something really basic, or like just a fucking nude or whatever, and that's
thinking.
enough. You know?
Tom's thinking.
Hey man, if you want some
Making
pictures,
him dig
I don't know where this has come from.
but it's like really simple. You could just do some basic shit, but instead you go all the fucking way and then post multiple posts. It wasn't just one post, was it?
Five
It
or
was
six,
like
wasn't?
6 or 7. Like, I think
Exactly.
they lost 300 followers on that one night.
Fucking hell.
Practically everybody reported their accounts, so I
Yeah.
think they're both going to get suspended soon.
Exactly.
I have like 4 or 5 Twitter accounts, and I instantly just went to it. I just
Give some
Mass from
Yeah.
What the
yeah,
fuck? What? Hold up.
podcast, personal, Fury, OEA.
Joe's
Hold up. Who are you stalking?
I'm stalking anyone.
Yeah.
Come on.
Are you like Magnum
can't tell
PI or
me-
something?
Maybe. Why?
Oh god damn.
I don't know.
You don't even know who Magnum PI is.
So what? You own wait, what do you own? You own Fury, the Fury Twitter, your personal Frag Empire.
So personal,
Frag Empire.
Fury.
Joe did it. Figured it out.
Honestly, if I asked for the password, the 13-year-old probably would have given it to me. But jokes aside, it's fucked. I hope he learns from his mistakes. If it's genuine, it's not a hack. He gave out a password and someone logged into it because he's a moron. Listen, if he's listening to this or anyone from Frag Empire's listening to this and hearing me talk shit about them, I have a right to, because that's fucked. Like, you guys need to get better security.
Two-factor.
To get 2FA, you link a phone number. Don't do the email. That's simple to reset. Anyone can get into your email if they're smart enough.
Yeah, it's fucking easy.
Just add your phone number onto it. You get texted your number. Oh, someone's trying to get into my shit. You're fine. That's how it is. Like, there's so many orgs. Chiefs has been around for like fucking 14 years. They haven't been hacked once because they've got 2FA. Everyone has 2FA pretty well. Like, you're not gonna be that dumb, surely.
Yeah, don't make your password 123. Make a password 1234. No one guesses 1234.
Apparently,
apparently
it was his alias with his birthday. By the way,
Oh my fuck.
just to add on to that, that's what I heard from that. But you know what?
Both public knowledge, by the way.
We've talked about this shit for 3 weeks. I want to put it at an end until we see something else come out. So I was talking on Chiefs. Now, this is fucking hilarious, honestly. Tony, I think it's great if you can explain this because we both have different opinions on this. Mine's a little bit more of a dick. Like, I'm a bit of a dick with this discussion, with this topic. Tony's a little bit more on the realistic side of things. So I found this fucking hilarious.
I as soon as it happened, I sat down because I didn't actually catch the game live. So I'm talking, of course, about the Chiefs versus Mammoth game for the LCO. I believe it was week 7. Chiefs had already booked their seed in the playoffs, I believe. Mammoth were like 1-14, so it didn't really matter all too much in terms of standings. But from what I witnessed, I took a ton of notes. I've got literally a whole rundown of the game right now in front of me. So first of all, a little bit of an interesting pick from Drag, I have to say. A support pick of Tom Kench. Haven't seen it recently. The meta hasn't favored it all too much. A 5v5 to start the game off in the river with a double kill to the Chiefs ADC. Pretty fucking good start for the Chiefs, I have to say. Mammoth, not Millennium. Mammoth got first dragon. I'm not gonna cap. Way just into the entire fucking game. The guy was like, it was 0-8, 0-7. The guy wasn't having a good game. Let's be real. Chiefs just randomly started going for 1-for-1 trades with kills. There were 5-0 in turrets. They were up 8k at 22 minutes. And then, they get an ace at 26 minutes. And then, they don't start taking objectives. They just fucking go somewhere else. 28 minutes. It's a 5-1 on the map. And they go to farm the jungle. Someone goes to take the Baron, or 3 go to take the Baron, but they can't do it because they don't have their fucking top laner. He's over in bottom lane. Like, Lived was just fucking on a different page. Maboma almost died to the Baron. A team fight at 29 minutes, and they didn't go for the inhib twice. And it finally finished at 32 minutes after Chiefs have said, enough fucking around, we'll finish the game. And I guess to echo everyone's statement, yes, they could have finished the game like fucking 5-10 minutes ago. Like, it was a 5v1, take the inhib, you take maybe even a turret, and you get the fuck out. It's just... Chiefs... they released a statement. I think it had to come from more the players, less the org, because... the management weren't involved at any capacity. It was the players themselves. I believe one of them was getting very vulgar, or not very vulgar, very defensive on Twitter about the whole thing and like memeing it. And we're just like, no, buddy, you could have ended the game earlier. This is just BM. This is just stupid. Like, stop being an idiot.
I mean, it is League.
It is League, after all.
They are toxic.
I mean, coming from me, which buys a fucking shotgun. I mean, BM is a part of like any sort of sport, e-sport, whatever, right? Any sort of competitive aspect, it is in every single one. We're human. I think that doing something like that, to be honest, as coming from a player, I don't really care. You know what I mean? It's just like, eat shit, you're going to lose. It's just a little bit of spit on your face. So that's just how I think of it. I think of it like, they're just going to have some fun because they know that they've won. They get to just, get to do it. Obviously, from the organization's aspect and maybe the tournament's aspect, it doesn't look as good because it just looks really toxic. And of course it is toxic. but
yeah.
The players don't give a shit, right? They probably scrim each other, if that's even a thing in league. They probably scrim each other all the time, and they probably have some sort of like little bit of banter towards each other. There's probably some sort of aspect in that. So I think that them doing that doesn't really, like, for me, I don't think it really like matters. I think that it's okay to do that. Obviously, as what I said, the orgs and shit don't like that, and I can see why.
I think my thoughts are the exact same as yours. I think from a competitive integrity standpoint, I think it's a bit of a dick move, but you can't tell me that you haven't seen that being done before. Let's be honest here. Like, if you see a 16,
5 orcs,
not even a 16,
Fnatic.
5 AWPs on Fnatic, you have a 12-0 scoreline in Valorant, and they decide to just buy sheriffs and fuck you over. Like, it's in comparison to that. Obviously, it's a lot worse personally, but I think, like, having a bit of fun is all good. I think I forgot who it was. I think it was Rusty that said it on broadcast saying it was disgusting. Props to him for calling it out.
He has the right to
Like,
say
honestly, he has the right to say it. I understand that. I think I see both sides. They just want to have a bit of fun because they're going into the final stretch of the season. They've got a team who isn't really up to their standards, obviously, and they're just going for gold and having a bit of fun with it. I can respect it, but on the competitive side of things, you get flogged. Let's be honest. End of the day, if you're the team that gets shit on, you've just got to deal with it. I understand that it looks really bad on their behalf, but come on. Like,
last week, Chelios fucking bought a duck and killed me out and got like
I saw that. That was a 4K. You guys got absolutely ruined.
Yeah,
that's a little bit of insult.
We're calling Chelios out there.
So
what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on here? Hey.
They fucking smacked the shit out of us. They fucking pulled down my pants and beat me. It's crazy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe not in a public space,
depends
but
what the tournament organization thinks.
Yeah, true.
I mean, what would happen if I decided to BM the shit out of a team if we're destroying them? Would you be mad, Joe?
No, not really.
Who put it on Twitter? What do you mean?
Let's be real. Like, have you met us? Like, we're literally like the epiphany of just brand risk. We're literally the epiphany of brand risk. So I say this all the time to everyone. We don't care. Like, we have brand risks around every fucking corner. I'm a fucking brand risk. I'm here talking shit about other orgs. Like,
I'll put my hand up as well for being a brand
just how
risk.
it is. That's just life. You got to be honest with some things, and like stuff like that happens. I can understand both sides, but I'm interested to see how the rest goes because I know Pentanet was kind of just tapping on their shoulder, going, "Mammoth, we're going to end it really quickly."
It's okay.
We're the meme of LCO. We fucking love everybody, and it's all pixies and fucking Stardust, and they're as cool as the Pentanet Twitter is with how they manage it. It's such a large dig at Chiefs. They're going to bounce back easy. Like, there's no doubt. They've already qualified for playoffs. If they make it to MSI, that's where I'm going to start questioning: are people going to,
Look at it?
like, yeah?
I was gonna say they're looking pretty good. Like, they're looking poised as one of the teams to probably go to, not MSI. MSI's already been, I believe. Yeah. It'd probably be Worlds at this stage.
Worlds is next.
Yeah, they'd have to play through play-ins if it's the same structure from last year. I believe it. Yeah, they'll have to play play-ins and shit like that.
Last year's structure was good.
Yeah, I love last year's.
Last year's structure was brilliant.
Legacy almost did it. I fucking props to Legacy.
Raise your koalas.
Yeah, raise your koalas. Up the fucking male hockey team that just played in the Olympics.
The kookaburras.
Yep. Up the kookaburras.
But yeah, we'll touch on the kookaburras in a bit though.
Yeah, I want to make.
We got two other things we need to talk about. Obviously,
I just want to make
really hard to talk about that.
Yeah, I got to make a comment about the whole Chiefs and Mammoth thing. Just get good. Yeah. Just get good. Simple as that. Try harder.
1-14.
Like, you're 1-14. Who gives a fuck? Like, your season's over. Go to Brisbane, have a holiday. Simple as that.
They're probably just playing for they're playing for integrity. You got to finish the season off strong. You got to play for what you can.
Mate, if there's draft picks in that league, it's still like you're getting the number 1 draft pick. Simple as that. All right.
FF 15, guys. So simple.
Yeah.
What?
Like, where's the
No,
FF? Like,
Open mid.
yeah, slash
Yeah.
FFF. Like, it was over.
Mm.
You could have literally just sat in your spawn and just waited. Like,
Well, that probably would have.
That would have been a lot worse.
Yeah, that would have
so
been a
much
lot worse.
at that stage of the game, though, if you know it's
Fines
over,
would have been handed out probably.
Yeah,
I
we
reckon.
said
nah,
fines for that.
fuck the fines.
Hey, sick. Hello.
Oh shit. I guess we move over from, of course, the Chiefs and Mammoth thing, and we spoke about Mindfreak a little bit earlier, and I know Tom and Joe, you guys both have a lot of words to say about Mindfreak Socials at the moment because it's a little bit wild.
They're hit and miss. Like,
Okay,
some are good,
Okay.
and some are
So-
just shit.
Let's be real. Their COD socials,
Shit.
like, come on, man. Like, they deleted all the tweets and MJ put up a apology, but like, seriously, if you're quite literally aiming a tweet at your opponent, calling them shit,
Then you get
Oh.
3-0'd.
like, and then you get 3-0'd in the final.
That went
It's
for
the
40
karma.
minutes. Went for
It's
40
so-
minutes.
They speed ran the final. Like, it
Renegades-
was so quick.
Renegades were chilling. I don't even think I saw a
Okay.
Renegades player actually trying.
Didn't even
like,
break a sweat.
Like,
I know it's Guardian that runs the socials who does Pentanets as well, so he knows what the fuck he's doing, obviously.
Yeah.
But
He's a busy man.
I like to take digs at teams on our Twitter as well. Like, it happens all the time. Players take digs at each other. That's how it is. But if you're like going out of your way to literally just call them shit, like seriously,
It's
you're
on
you're
me,
comparing
actually.
Chiefs and Mammoth, saying Chiefs are bad.
Mm.
How fucking bad is that then? Because I'd call that worse. Like,
Oh,
these are
without
teams.
a doubt.
They're not even signed to orgs. They don't have a Twitter. Like, you're blatantly just calling a team shit, which is awful.
yeah. And especially in COD, like, there's not many orgs in COD in OCE. And you're not going...
for this reason.
Yeah, for
Like,
this
That's
reason.
another thing.
And also how much money it used to be to send our top players to NA to play in those monthly or bi-monthly tournaments that they had. Like, it was 10 grand minimum. Like, for 4 people, 5 people to go across. And that's without sending a manager or even an employee that works for the org. So you're mainly attacking teams that don't have orgs. They can't defend themselves with memes. Because, that's basically what socials do. They defend each other with memes, which is fair game. But when you go off of a tweet where you just won 3-0 and you go eyes off world stage, instead of using emojis, you've written it in brackets. Like, I don't know, we might be called Fury, but that's some furry shit right there.
Dude, I love
Simple as that.
The asterisk Eyes Off World stage was my favorite.
Like, oh my god. But then you go into the final, you get 3-0'd, Renegades don't meme you, they say GG. That's
Yeah.
called professionalism.
Mm.
That's the reason why Renegades are so well popular and why they're on top in our region in that aspect.
Mm.
I-
Amen.
I can't wait to see this happen again, because it's gonna happen again. Like, Mindfreak, I know MJ's video he put out, I think it was talking about he wants to be the brand that, it's a competition, and he doesn't want to be the brand that's all like, oh, GG, well play. It's like,
There's a way to
it's
do
not,
it
it's not-
respectably.
it's not about that. Like, honestly, like, I could go through our Twitter and I could go through quite literally a lot of our games. I think even some that Jimmy's played in, and we've just shit on the other opponent. Like, without a doubt, I think it was against I think it was
Most an ESEA open game.
It was
We
in
won
Yeah.
16-0 or something.
yes. I think it was in one of the open games or something. I think it was Animal Squad or something that we were playing against, and we just took a dig at them on Twitter. But in
Oh,
a
yeah.
way where it was like, we're saying you guys got mocked up, but well played. Not just you guys got absolute steamrolled. Go fuck yourselves. Like, it's RoboCop.
Yeah, you can't robot it. So.
You've just been dropping out a bit. That's happened like a bit.
Yeah, I know.
Get good.
That's just how Australian fucking Adelaide internet works. I could
don't know
probably go
about you,
outside
mine's
with my
good.
phone and still.
So you
Shut
can move
up,
in
you're a
here.
fucking city slacker. Do you
Just
know what?
flicker,
Do you know what a
flicker.
cattle looks like? You know what?
Yeah, I know what a
what's
cow
Yeah,
looks
it's got,
like.
it's got 4 legs.
It's got 4 legs and it goes
Yeah.
Got udders too.
utters. Utterly
Udders.
defeated.
So you can move in. I've got an attic. We've got a mate staying here at the moment, but you can, you probably should.
Put
move.
an attic.
We literally haven't had it. He's been
Gonna
sleeping
call
on
him
the
Anne Frank, mate.
He's fucking. No, he's chilling. He's got his blow up bed up there. He's big chilling.
So cool.
Oh, do we want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, this one's like the highlight, I reckon. Like
This is
it's
this is
big.
this is a
This is
dub.
dub of the week. This is dub of the week.
But Big
Minus
Boss
the
Man, that's a
Olympics.
dub.
Minus the Olympics. All right.
True.
Can't
Oh,
be
but
the
that's not
Olympics.
esports, so that doesn't matter.
Listen, shut up. Rocket League was meant to be in the Olympics. All right, we can count it.
Yeah, but that's only
Okay.
fucking. That's
Was it
only
actually?
ground zero. No one
Yeah.
cares.
Yeah. Rocket League was meant to be a part of the Olympics. Fun
The
fact.
Intel Open, whatever it
bad.
was.
Yeah, but
Something
I
or
disagree
other.
with that.
Anyway, congratulations to Sonic Esports. So on the 28th of July, they basically announced they are merging alongside Nerd Street to join them at their compound called The Block in Philadelphia, which
Giant
is basically
headquarters.
meant to be
good
yeah,
TV show.
basically like the biggest headquarters in Philadelphia pretty well. So it's meant to be like a massive esports campus built by Nerd Street, and Sonic's has basically been able to get their own little private headquarters, which is lovely.
That's a dub. But there's also
Pretty
that
cool.
esports block in Ohio, is it? Or Idaho?
Oh,
Or
No.
Call of Duty?
There,
Is it?
no, so there is meant to be another one being built, which is meant to be that, like the home of COD in Ohio. I think it's a $27 million project that one's meant to be, but that's not going to be done until 2023.
Oh, but it's still dubs though. Still dubs for esports.
Yeah,
But
it's a big
great.
thing.
It's great for
Honestly,
Sonics, especially the Valorant team. You know, they might have more. They must be sharing offices with employees and that now to stream and to prac, which will be good.
I'm not gonna lie, when I looked at the topic header, I thought it was like something to do with the block, like the
TV show?
Like the TV
Holy
show.
shit.
I wish that'd be sick.
And in this episode, this week's challenge of Iron
I
and
personally
Bob.
can't wait to see Plix and Crunchy starting to build a house.
Yo, fucking Iron trying to do plumbing. What the fuck?
Picking up furniture and all that shit.
Well, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's right. That's the old Aussie boys, and that's awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had no idea what the
All
fuck
the-
you guys were talking about. I was like, oh,
The CS boys, and also
Yeah.
they have other teams as well. But
Was
no.
Bob CS?
Yeah,
Yes,
Bob was
yeah.
Yes.
Senpai Madara.
Senpai
Oh
Madara.
yeah, look, the name change.
Listen, I'm
Forgot
so
about
glad
it.
he did. I was so sick
Yeah.
of calling him a senpai on broadcast. Like,
I would have called him
It's-
Senpai.
this-
sorry.
I just want to chuck in there while we're on top of Valorant. Funky Monkeys are up 6-2 on villains.
What's
Yeah,
the
alright.
On
the monkeys?
and Funky Monkeys are on they're on defense, I think.
Pog.
Trying to match the
Alright.
colors up, but like the colors are different for my eyes, so it's fucked.
Alright.
It's alright, Tom.
you know, since we're talking about results, let's touch really. Not, I wouldn't say briefly. I want to have a good discussion about the Olympics because I think
End of the
the,
wave,
the
boys.
last 2 days, have just been. Ecstatic.
Coming home. It's coming
Is it?
home.
It
It's
is-
coming to Rome. It's coming to Robe, not Rome.
It's coming to Robe.
this-
It
mean,
is going
let's-
to the
let's-
Limestone Coast.
All right, let's touch on it. So over the last 2 days, we've seen again
The
women's
Matildas?
swim team.
Yo,
There.
big ups, Rowan.
Yeah, honestly, he's meant to be racing tonight. I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah,
You
PB
you
wasn't
boys
it?
better be here to watch it with.
It
me.
was a
I'm
PB.
kind of keen.
Let's
It was a
fucking
fuck-
go.
Yeah, personal best. I think 10 sec. So it was 10 seconds and 1 millisecond.
He's
in
a
his heat.
fucking king.
Okay,
he's-
man, he's
yes,
gonna
they're-
get under 9. He's gonna get under that 10 mark.
He's got to get under 10. He's got to get under 10. I reckon it's doable. But you know, the girls, they had a good time.
ups.
4x100 relay again. First place by 2 milliseconds
Yeah.
against
Fuck.
the Americans. 2
Fuck the
milliseconds.
Americans.
So,
So it was a really good race to watch as well. The men's came fifth, but they got fourth place because China got disqualified for a changeover. But it's good to see how they're doing. Again, Emma McKean, she has set the record for most gold medals for
No,
women
she's
at
tied
in
it.
Australia.
Tied it.
No, she's the most.
I thought she's only got 7.
She has the most gold. She's the second most. Don't know what the term is, but she's basically the second most winning Olympian in Australia, pretty well behind someone else. I can't remember.
Beat
the
Ian
exact name
Thorpe and another swimmer,
Yeah, it was
another
Thorpe.
bird.
It was Thorpe. Thorpe
Because
was number
Thorpe
one.
and another
Thorpe was number
bird
one.
have tied the same amount of medals at an Olympics.
Yeah, and on the other side of things as well, the swim team did great. Jessica Fox as well. I was watching her
Rowing.
canoeing.
Up the kayaking.
Honestly, awesome from her. She, I think, set an Olympic record as well, which is lovely.
I think it's a world record because that's the first time they've competed in that event.
No, not for canoeing. She's back to back.
Because that's K1. That was a K1, and it's the first time
So
it's
the
been
the one that is the new one is the BMX. Who
We won.
Martin actually won that, so he got 93. His
It was
second
big
place
chillin' too.
opponent got 90. Yeah, he basically had a victory run on his second attempt. So he was like pulling out all the stops. Man fucked up the run, obviously, but he was pulling out all the stops on his little victory lap, and he's the first Olympian, so in BMX to actually get gold. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think his record is the world record for the next Olympics.
I'll
And
have a look.
second place, I'm pretty sure he's meant to be the world record in BMX for the next Olympics, since it's the first time.
Yeah.
And then second place goes as the Olympic record, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
So honestly, it's awesome to see. We also got sailing as well today, which
I think
one of the guys got as
undergo,
well.
yeah.
I think the Aussie girl's in the lead, or guy, or whatever it is.
So back to the BMX, it's an Olympic record, not a world record.
Okay.
The world record was set at the World Championships.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense then. Okay. That's good, at least. The Qualifiers, obviously, we saw before we were watching it together. They're into the semis against either Germany or Argentina.
Germany.
Germany, yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
Argentina, former last Olympic champions, lost 3-1.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's
And it's an
big
upset
as
too.
well.
Germany are
Yeah.
8th seed or
So
something.
Two upsets. Yeah. So we upset the first seed into the event, and somehow Germany beat Argentina. So there you go. Also, the girls in the soccer did really well as well. With the Matildas beating out
England,
Yeah, it was Great Britain, yeah.
Yeah, 4-3. That was quite good. There was a couple of errors I'd probably state, but they're probably knowing a little bit more than I do. It was kind of fun to watch that actually as well. But I think
Aussie basketball.
this is the best Olympics we've had.
We beat USA, didn't we?
We haven't played USA. We did in a warm up.
We beat Germany.
So we beat Germany last night.
Yeah.
So we win our first game in finals. We have 2 shots at a medal in the basketball. Soccer, we have 2 shots at a medal, and now in the hockey, we have 2 shots at a medal.
I think the guys are not. I think the hockey boys will probably get gold, if I'm going to be real.
Former world champs and Olympic champs.
Yeah.
2004.
I said this to Jimmy before. Like, hockey is just such an underrated sport. Like, it's so sick to watch, honestly.
It's like punch ups though.
This.
Of course,
Well, you-
Ice hockey has punch ups.
Yeah,
They
ice
have a
hockey,
stick.
Yeah, so be a
Look,
bitch.
All I'm saying is this could
Beat
be
a
the
bitch,
most
fucking
medals which Australia has ever, which could receive in an Olympic.
Yeah, I
Dude,
think
the highest we got in was 16 or 17.
I think
that
Rio. That was Rio. I think that we got the
I think
previous.
it was Sydney.
It was Sydney because
2000, yeah,
Was it
Rio
Sydney?
was our worst Olympics ever.
yeah.
So at the moment we're positioned in 4th place. So
Yeah,
we've got 13 gold at the moment, which honestly props to everyone who's got medals.
I want to comment on that.
Medals, because there was a runner as well. I think it was the
Heard
Temple
that.
was the good.
yeah. Props to that bloke. I don't remember what his name was, but the 10,000 meter run falls over 3 times, still makes it to the end of the race.
In the
And-
1,000?
Yeah.
No, this is the
10,000.
Or is that the pentathlon or whatever it's called with the water?
no. So
it's,
Australian.
Whatever.
I need to try and find the video. It was Patrick Tierman. So he was basically running in the 10,000 meter event. He basically collapsed on the final lap 3 times, and he still made it to the end.
Good on him.
So honestly, like, if there's someone that, I guess, people who are listening to this and want someone to, I guess, idolize and look at, that bloke's probably number one. It doesn't mean, like, if you don't get a medal, you're not a fucking loser. You're still there representing the country. And if you make it to the end of the race, you're just as good as the person who came first, in my opinion.
Yeah, sheer
'Cause you're still doing
determination.
the best you can. It's honestly awesome. Like, it's an inspirational thing, honestly, as well. Like, I've never been one to watch the Olympics, but I've been watching it this time around, and like,
Because you're an adult now.
yeah, I'm an adult. I get to watch it at work.
Put on
because we have
nationalism,
Discord. Get to watch it at work when it's quiet, which is always fun. But like, I think it's a big thing as well for people to look at that, because there's kids who are like younger than us as well. There was like a 15-year-old skateboarder who fucking got gold. Like,
Yeah, the Japanese
yeah,
lad.
it shows like even if you're young, you can still go for it. Like, it makes me think if I still kept playing the sports that I would, will I be at that point?
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I was going through
Your
it.
nose would have
Like,
interfered.
Listen.
Shit.
You're not aerodynamic enough. Your nose.
in soccer.
Yeah.
Fucking
You got no
what?
speed, mate. Got no speed with that nose.
I was trying to explain to my parents last night how if you're a smaller runner, your center of gravity is meant to make you like
Faster.
go quicker. Yeah, my dad's just like, no, it doesn't. I'm like,
No, that's how it works.
that's
One of
how-
the one of the
Isn't it-
Japanese
isn't it
chicks-
sight?
the only exemption is Bolt. That's like the only
Yeah,
exemption.
true.
But he's like, I swear to God, he's got like fucking metal built into his legs, so he can.
The,
Oh,
push
yeah.
the
it.
chick that got
He's got cheat
first
codes.
for Jamaica, I think for the 100 meters, she was a little bit shorter than the rest of them, but she
No,
she had
the top
fucking
three.
speed.
Yeah, the top three.
Yeah,
were
top
for
three with
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
The second place athlete though was a 36-year-old.
I was about to say, yeah,
So-
wasn't the winner also 34?
No, the winner was I think mid-20s. Second place is 36. But you know what? It's awesome to see, especially with everyone getting around it. Like, even I'm looking on Twitter and everyone's hyping up everything, even in New Zealand as well, seeing some of their teams compete, and just like every team, like even the Americans, they set a world record today as well in the 4x100 medley. So
Yeah.
it's kind of sick to see those people.
Was that the mixed one?
Yeah, no,
Ah.
that was just the men's.
As I know, the mixed one, that's the first ever time it's been done. So any race win times are Olympic records, sorry.
Yeah.
So yesterday, the Americans and the two mixed they set it and then they broke it again. They were getting close to the world record that was set at world champs.
There's definitely been some cool things. I mean, I'm going to keep watching it. I'm excited for the diving, personally.
Yeah, that's on right now.
Yeah, that
know-
TikToker's on there.
Sam Fricker.
Yeah.
So he's basically like the big guy on TikTok who's kind of just popping up everyone's feed, and he's been documenting the Olympics really well, honestly, with his run and everyone else's. Like, it's been awesome to see that. I think if there's going to be a person who's going to light the spark in the Olympic team, it's either going to be him or
Paddy Mills.
not even Paddy Mills. There's also, I forgot what our runner's called in the 100 meters. Shit.
Rohan.
It's Rowan.
Rowan.
No.
Rowan, sorry.
It's
So
Rowan, isn't it?
He's going to probably be the one that's going to light the spark for the remainder
He's-
of the Olympics for Australia.
Yeah.
I reckon.
He's-
Like, if he qualifies for the final, everyone's just going to start to ramp.
I think he was top 3 fastest times out of all the heats.
Mm.
He's in contention for a medal if he runs like that again.
Dude, he was fucking on to it yesterday.
I remember seeing something on Facebook. Usain Bolt commented about his run, saying that he's much of the fastest white man that he's seen in a very long time.
You think the funny thing about him as well, right? He's actually a full-time law student
Yeah,
as
he's
well.
he's 21.
So he's 20. So he's 21 years old. He's studying law, which, at least from what I've been told from my friends, like, that's shit. Like, it's fucked when you're studying for
Lol.
that, and then he has to fit in training in that as well.
When
he's
you're an
taking time
elite,
to
you're
go through-
elite.
You're elite, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
if you're studying to be, a lawyer, and you're also at the Olympics competing at the highest level possible, like, you're insane.
Is
Like-
he doing full time or part time?
No,
I think he's
full-time. This is
full-time.
Full-time study.
Okay, so he's probably crazy.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
insane.
You're running
He's humble
100
too.
meters in 10 seconds. Yeah, something's wrong with you, mate. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Because really, the diving I'm excited for. The Matildas and the Kookaburras are the other two. Mainly because of Matildas, I think it would be great to see them actually come away with a medal this time around as well. They've been playing out of their minds. The girls, at least overseas as well, like, a lot of them are actually playing for pretty significant international teams as well.
Like
Like, I'm
Chelsea,
talking, like,
Arsenal.
Chelsea, Barcelona, Arsenal. Like, they're playing all over the world, which is pretty sick to see. I know the men's team we touched on last week, how they didn't really have the greatest campaign, and it was
They played so shit in the
overall.
last game.
Who's
Fuck
that?
me. Didn't want to win it. Played like a bunch of pussies.
So what
Like,
sport was
holy
that?
shit.
Soccer.
The Socceroos. The
Oh,
Olyroos,
yeah.
sorry.
the soccer.
Yeah. Like, if you why are we playing defensive when we had to win it? We win, we go through. But no, we let Egypt control the game. I'm just pissed about it. Same thing happened in the Matildas in the American game. We played so defensive because we knew what we needed was a draw, instead of actually winning it and going against
Played not to
shit
lose.
team, not Great Britain going against a shitter team from another like group, we had to do it hard against Britain. Fuck me.
Oh, well.
I mean,
I
know,
want you to try.
I reckon. I want to see you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it, Tom.
No, just
Honestly, you'd be the one to do it.
just knowing sport and knowing the play style that they had. It's not hard to put together that they played for a draw, both teams. And
Yeah, okay.
unfortunately, the Ollie Roos, the plan didn't go anywhere they wanted. They got absolutely smashed by a young Egyptian team that had a couple of EPL players in it. But
Oh yeah, also at the moment as well, Matt Wern, who's one of our sailors, who's already got gold. He's currently second place as well on the I think it's the solos. I think at the moment.
Yeah, I believe so.
yeah, that's the one we were watching, wasn't it? Or was that that was the duos we
Yeah.
saw.
I reckon after we're done here, I'm gonna put it up. I don't know if you guys want to watch with me at all, but I reckon it'll be good to watch that. But it's been a good time. We've come up to around about an hour now, which again we've kind of discussed is pretty well around the norm. But just to finish things off, we have got the hotspot just to finish things off and I guess tally it all together. We want to hear, at least you guys, what's your highlight, standout, and the worst moment for the week, I guess, between all of you guys. Obviously, Jimmy, you don't know too much about the topics we've discussed, but if you've got any personal stuff we haven't touched on, feel free to throw that in the mix as well. But I guess, Tony, if you want to kick things off.
Hotspot. Wait, is hotspot the hotspot's a good thing, right?
You can do
the
good or
hotspot
bad.
is the segment. So the
Okay.
standout or the worst moment.
So
this week.
standout Sonic's block thing. Big fan of the TV show. So it's always cool to see that happen. And for the I guess the terrible moment of the week is it's got to be Frag Empire. Like, come on, without a doubt.
Okay, Tom, what are you feeling?
I'm gonna have to say for my worst moment of the week, it's gonna have to be Mindfreak's Valorant team. Not being able to prove themselves, and now going into the last day where they can qualify, they have to pull something out of their ass, honestly, against a team that is direwolves. For my pretty much like the highlight spot, I'm gonna have to say the same thing. Soniq's moving into the block with Nerd Street. It's huge for esports, and it just proves that esports is growing and gaming is actually somewhere where kids can actually get money from.
I agree. Yeah, the Soniq theme, the merging theme, very good. I like.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Hunden, you're a fuckwit.
And then you're a Pokemon.
And that's it.
Thank you for coming to my KED talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I reckon. I mean, at least the worst is either going to be Hunden or, like, you know what? What's worse, Hunden or Frag Empire? That's pretty tight competition between the two. Let's be real here. I reckon Hunden's was probably a little bit worse since he's getting sued for it. But I mean, at least for the highlight, I'm going to go with Nebula. Getting that 2-0 sweep over Mindfreak, making it through. Obviously, it's not like the epiphany of everything. We could put the Olympic shit in there if we want, but we're talking esports. But I think Nebula, like, if they can try and do something a little bit better, potentially going into the next phase, and they actually upset another team, that's when I think orgs should be looking at these guys and potentially having that battle between Sots and Nebula. But I think we've had a good chat today, boys. I reckon it's been lovely. We enjoy everything we do here. The last 2 weeks have been great. Thank you once again for the support. We've had quite a lot, actually, in regards to both viewership, comments, everything in between. And again, Jimmy, appreciate having you on as much as we like to talk shit on the regular basis. It's nice to get you on and just have a bit more of a discussion about things. But Tony, if you would like to do the honors of wrapping us up.
Oh, I would love to. So this has been Bring the Heat, episode 3, of course, with Jimmy, our lovely host. And to, of course, shout out where you can find the podcast. You can check us out on YouTube, on the Fury YouTube channel, of course, Spotify, Anchor FM, Podbean, I believe. We haven't got Apple Music yet. We're sorting that one out. And, of course, as we, sort out some more podcast platforms, we'll let you know, of course, on the Twitter. You can check it all out, of course, at Podcast BTH. It's all capitals for the P and BTH. And, well, that has been esports and everything else. And that has been episode 3 of Bring the Heat.